Hello and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, KK Kaneshiro. The Fremont Unified School District Board of Education recently welcomed 2 new additions to its 5-member group. Both new trustees are both parents of Fremont Unified students and have spent many years supporting schools and the Fremont community. Today, we will get to know our new board members, get their impressions of their first few weeks on the jobs and their plans for the future. Please help me welcome Vivek Prasad and Yajing Zhang. Thank you so much for being here. This is so exciting. So I gotta ask, for anyone who is not familiar with you or didn't listen to anything, via social media or to your own campaigns, can you tell us about each of your backgrounds and what motivated you to become a school board member? And Yajing, you want to start?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for giving me and Vivek another opportunity to introduce ourselves to the community.
Of course.
Yes, I really appreciate that. And my background is in science. I got a bachelor and master in physics. And then I was on my PhD program in electrical engineering. But within 3 years, I did not finish and I just went to Silicon Valley to work. So I worked in Silicon Valley in both technical field and also in marketing business side for a total of 9 years. And after that, then I started my family and have kids and I become a small business owner. And that is my short history. And what it motivated me to run for the position. And I think at different time in life, we want different things. Different things would excite us. So when I was young, I want to be an excellent employee, contribute to the corporation, climb the corporate ladder. But when you become a parent, you want your kids' well-being and their education. And at this age, and I want not only for my taking care of my own family's well-being, but also I feel like I want to contribute and help and the community. And together we all grow and prosper. So, and also another important reason is I want to set up a good example for my kids.
Yes.
To be a good citizen of the community. So and that is the reason.
May I ask, are your kids in high school, junior high, or where are they? They elementary or high school?
Oh yeah, my son is my son is in 9th grader at Irvington High. My daughter is 7th grader at Horner Middle School.
Okay, great. So you have a few more years of them being in school.
Yes.
So Vivek,
I see them every day.
Yeah. So Vivek, what is your background and what motivated you?
So for me, let me start from the most recent. So I'm coming out of retirement, let's say from FUSD, and now coming back into FUSD. If I look at my involvement with that, because actually graduated from Mission High. The second one graduated in 2018. So that's why I said, okay, I thought I retired from here and I was happily living a retired life. But my passion for education continued. So I kept following my contacts and everything that happened on the Hopkins board, the Washington board, or the mission board, and the passion doesn't go away, right? And so then going back to my background, it's all in engineering. But even when I was in engineering college, my room at the dorm used to be the hub for studies, right? And sometimes I would be sleeping, and other friends studying over there. So this whole group thing has continued, and I did my master's in EE and computer science after coming to the US. I've been in the industry ever since, and from an industry perspective, I have to manage a big global team, right? And my role is to make sure that our customers are successful. And as part of that, I have to work with customers in all kinds of geographies, right? from here to Middle East to Europe and Asia, and all the way to Australia, let's say. And it's so that gives me a very broad perspective of how to bring different stakeholders together, how to make, and different cultures require different type of interaction.
Yeah.
And my, yeah, so this is what then when the parents and community came to me saying, can you bring back your expertise to build a common ground and a collaborative working model between all stakeholders? I took that up as a challenge, and it started in July, and now I'm here. So,
well, congratulations to both of you. That's awesome. So tell me, how was the campaign process? Was it everything you thought it would be? Was it different? What did you learn about yourself through that whole process of campaigning?
I'll let Yajing go first.
Okay.
Thank you for being a gentleman. Well, I knew this, the District 4, has a position only 7 days before the deadline of candidate registration. So I don't know how long Vivek has prepared for this. And so then I went through this WeChat group. They said, oh, we're looking for a candidate. And who would be the right one? And so when they're looking, and somebody, called me and said, what do you think? I think you should run. I said, why would you think I could run? But they tell me that they see my strength in certain ways. And so, and I thought, well, there was only 7 days left, right? I have to, regardless whether I'm ready, I don't know what it is involved, I have to sign up. Otherwise, I don't even have a chance. So I just sign up, right? And then the community starts to, who is this person? And then they identified me, and then they tell me, do you know what, the process? And do you have money to run? I said, no, I don't know. But I do know for sure I was looking for this kind of a journey to help, to contribute. And so this just fit into what I'm looking for. So I know the direction is right, but the details I will figure out. So indeed, I figured out with the rest of the volunteers from the community. They came up and supported me, and we form a team. It's called a Little Camping Team, and we kind of figure out the details, and we successfully raised the money, and we had a lot of intensive working hours. I have to say so. I have never worked this hard in my life. Sometimes, if you're doing your own things, you're like, okay, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. But now it's not up to you anymore. It's your team would be, have you done this? Have you done that? Yeah. So it was very intensive, but it's challenging, it's invigorating and exciting. And I learned, the teamwork, the passion. When you put the passion of all the people together, we can do so much. Yeah. And I want to thank my community, the supporters, and it's fun. Good. So I learned a lot about. Also, I learned about even you don't know anything, do not be afraid. As long as you know the general direction and you trust your capability, and you're gonna make it. So I want to use this also, also personal growth. You can always, stretch yourself a little bit to the next level. Yeah. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, good. Yes. Vivek, did you have the same experience?
Well, so I had maybe 3 more days compared to what we had for signing up. It's almost funny, right? So me and my wife, we were having lunch, and I get a call from one of my acquaintances from several years ago saying, oh, the people are looking for you to run for the board. And I said, you must be kidding me, right? And so we have that conversation, I hang up, and I don't even think twice about it. And then I get another call.
Wow.
Saying, what did you think about it? And I said, oh, you must be serious. So that's when it all started. And so just like Yajing said, we without knowing the consequences and how we will do it. But we had, at least I had conviction in my heart that with the right attitude,
yes,
we have to do the right thing for the kids, right? And that's why we are here.
Nice.
It was a nice run. I will also say thanks to my core team. I mean, they were very patient because my usual work day used to be from 6 a.m. to till midnight, and in the middle of that, we decided, okay, we'll do a daily call from 9 p.m. And it was supposed to be a 1 hour call, but it lasted 3 hours every day. My team was very willing to be cooperative. But without that team, nothing would have happened, right? We were a bunch of amateurs. We didn't know exactly what an election was, but anyway, the outcome is good, and we hope to do the best for our students.
Well, good. Well, it's been a few weeks for you now that you're officially board members. But the board is in a transition period, as you know, with you two coming on board and with the current board members taking on new roles. So how has this transition been for you? Has it been great? How's it like been working with each other?
Well, I mean, if you look at a team has to go through the forming and norming and storming, right? So we are only 4 weeks in since our, I think today is exactly 1 month since we our swearing in ceremony on the 16th of December. So yeah, I would say we are in our forming stages, but it's not a huge team. So it's been pretty nice so far. No issues. And we with the Brown Act, it makes it more difficult to actually break the ice and get together.
Right.
But even then, I think we are working much better than what I had anticipated, with only like 2 meetings along the way.
That's great. Yajing, did you feel the same?
I do feel the same, but I feel that we have a great synergy and energy among all the 5 school board members. And so I really appreciate that they reach out to me when they knew that I'm the newly elected, and congratulate me and make me feel comfortable. And indeed, I feel like because of the Brown Act, I feel like the only time I get to talk to Vivek and Larry is through the board meeting. And so I'm like, how am I gonna, get anything done? Because I always, comfortable with like, we should talk about something among our group, right? And this is something I have to get used to. And so yeah, I'm not used to that. Sometime during the board meeting, I forgot that we have a live audience. I thought we are just talking among 5 of us.
No.
So I have to be careful about that.
And it's on film.
I think that, and also I'm glad that we have 3 existing board trustee. They're being there for many years. And I think we're gonna do great things together.
Good. So when you first thought about running for the school board, you had an idea in your head what that role would be. Now that you are a school board member, has that idea changed for you? Is this role what you thought it would be when you started, or is it different?
It's the same, but before it's just this general idea, right? You're gonna make policy, you're going to be fiscal responsible, you're going to basically steer the direction of the community. But now the reality is the details. There is a broad perspective of the topics, and you receive numerous emails of various subjects, and in which you sometimes have no idea, and we are going through a very deep learning curve, wide and deep. So even though the meeting is only every 2 weeks, but reading those material and familiar ourselves with and takes a lot of time. And also we are signed up for different committee, and so we also attend different meetings. And but so far I have no regret. I know that this is what I'm being signed up for, and hope after the 2 months I could get comfortable with. And yes.
Well, good. Vivek, do you feel the same way? Was it everything you thought, or did something change for you?
Not much of a change, right? I mean, being part of the PFA president role for so many years, I mean, you know that you are kind of helping with policies, but you can't be micromanaging the administration. So that part is the same. But like Yajing said, we there's a there's the official role, and then there's a community outreach role, and that's the part that we need to continue to strive to find time to do,
Right.
right? And various committees guiding them towards the right channel, I suppose, for what is upcoming is is a big responsibility, I should say.
Yeah.
Because as a committee member without voting rights, you're trying to be a community member and a board member all at once, and not trying to assert power. So it's a delicate thing.
Yes.
So some things are different. It's a good experience so far.
Okay. Well, that's a good segue. I mean, I want to know from both of you, from just focusing on your own family, your children's well-being, what's it like now to focus on 34,000 students?
So well, I mean, when I was when my kids were going to the public school here, I was so involved in as a PTA PFA leadership, right?
Yeah.
My kids, they saw me as a parent at school, and even the teachers saw me as parents at school. I told them, "You're on your own. You do your stuff. If you need me to step in, go talk to your mom first, right? If she cannot solve it,
Good old mom.
otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, there was a almost a conflict, right? That you're coming in as a president of a PFA. If I go talk to a teacher, then you can't keep those things separate, right? So it's this thing feels no different. I think from a so my kids may have missed me as a dad at school, but they were always they would hear from someone that, "Are you in trouble? I see your dad in the office." And I said, "Well, that's a good management
That is.
for the kids, right?"
That
So
is.
this is very good for me. Yeah.
So, Yajing, was it a hard transition for you for just focusing on your own children now that you have to focus on 34,000 children?
I think regards of the various topic, and it's not hard, but it's challenging because I need to familiar with all different topics. But for my children, I'm also pretty much a hands-off parent. I'm not the tiger mom. So my kids would come to me and say, "Mom, such has to sign up for this class. Why don't you sign me for this? And Mom, how come you don't know anything? How come you don't just sign me up for anything?" So, but I purposely, do this because I want to encourage their independence.
Yeah.
And I also want to train them. The desire and this to learn has to come from themselves. So that's why I'm purposefully and doing this. So usually we go to the teachers meeting and say, the teachers say, your kids are doing great. Thank you so much for being a supportive parent. I feel like so bad. Like I did not do anything. So, right, that's really the thing. And I feel it's not really a much difference of caring for my children and care for 34,000 kids. I mean, when it comes down, treat them the same, because now I feel like I'm a parent of together with other members, we are their parents, right? And so we love all of them with, they have different strengths and different background and different needs and challenges. And that's why I'm very intrigued and honored to get to know all this, so that I want to find a solution. I want everyone to be well and socially well, emotionally well, and academically, challenged and have accomplished. So I think it's a very meaningful journey. And also, I'm a very fair person, so I do not. Even though I'm Chinese, and so I have the community. Most Chinese, they knew me. They gave me excellent support. But as an elected board member, and I'm taking care of all the community's needs. So
Great.
it's a yes.
Great. So we're running out of time, but I have to ask this one last question. When you are speaking to students, parents, the community, what is the one pressing issue that keeps coming up every time you speak with people in the community and or students or teachers?
Well, right now, if you look at the majority voice today is talking about mental health, right? And that is a big issue. We all understand. Now, there's also a lot of other voices that are there. Right? Kids that are not having all the infrastructure, or kids that just do not like math. They want to do more vocational training. So we, as a trustee, we have to not only listen to the majority voice, right? Because that's somewhat more organized.
Yeah.
But we have to sort through and filter. And one of the things that we see happening in these board meetings is there's a bit of a lack of trust that the board trustees are actually listening. So there'll be 50 people saying the same thing over and over and over again. And even if they have sent us an email, they will come back and say it again in the board meeting, right? So I want to make sure the community knows that we have our listening ears open, and we take everything in, and then we have to actually prioritize and go act on everything for you. So please trust us. We do listen, and we will be acting upon it based on your priorities.
Great, thank you. Yajing?
Yes, I think that the mental health issue is one quite important one. The other one is mitigate learning loss. I think that's very urgent, because I think learning loss and mental health are very much related. You cannot see mental health is important, because learning loss would cause anxiety and further, and worsen the mental health. So I think we need to address this hands-on on learning loss. And of course, on my radar is the budget deficit, and that's also very important. And another topic is when and how to safely back to school for the teachers and the students, because every family have a different needs, and we need to listen to the community and really understand, and so we can form an effective solution. So I want to thank everyone who has emailed to me, and I want to tell you I did read every email of yours, but sometimes I could not reply because maybe the subject is a complicated issue. I don't have the simple solution, but I appreciate you sent to me, and please continue to send me your concerns and inputs, and possibly some solutions. And yes.
That's great.
But also I want to say that along the way, I get to know our community. They're very passionate, and they want to give out their effort and their resource. And also I get to know that we have a wonderful organization like a FUS and Fremont Education Foundation. Yes, they're a wonderful organization. I get to know them. I hope that in the future I would work with them. And actually, when I know more about our community, I love them more, because I did not know that they exist. So
for years.
So I'm new. I told you I'm a hands-off parent.
Well, welcome aboard. And I'd like to thank both of you for coming on the show. It's been a great pleasure to finally meet you. Congratulations on your new elected positions. This is exciting for everybody. And from everyone here at Community Conversations, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you.